Welcome to the Daily Gospel of John. Glad you're watching. I'd like to share a few small thoughts about this powerful account of this woman who was caught in adultery and brought to Jesus. In John chapter 8, I won't read the whole 11 verses again, but just a few to give us a reminder of what's going on. Jesus teaching in the temple courts again. A crowd is gathered. He's sitting, teaching among the people, and this is what happens. The teachers of the law and the Pharisees brought in a woman caught in adultery. They made her stand before the group and said to Jesus, "Teacher, this woman was caught in the act of adultery. In the law, Moses commanded us to stone such women. Now what do you say?" They were using this question as a trap in order to have a basis for accusing him. But Jesus bent down and started to write on the ground with his finger. When they kept on questioning him, he straightened up and said to them, "If any one of you is without sin, let him be the first to throw a stone at her." Again he stooped down and wrote on the ground. At this, those who heard began to go away one at a time, the older ones first, until only Jesus was left with the woman still standing there. Jesus straightened up and asked her, "Woman, where are they? Has no one condemned you?" "No one, sir," she said. "Then neither do I condemn you," Jesus declared. "Now go and leave your life of sin." So powerful. I love this account. Such a contrast. These Pharisees using this woman as a pawn in their trap for Jesus. Just parading her out in front of this crowd, maybe half dressed. We don't know. She was caught in the act of adultery. Interesting to me that they only brought the woman. Obviously she was committing adultery with someone. Where is the man? How did they know she was committing adultery with someone? Perhaps the man was one of them. We don't know. There's so much we don't know. But they parade her out, and they think they have Jesus trapped. Jesus is preaching love and forgiveness and compassion. And Jesus, are you going to transgress the law of Moses? And he bends down and starts writing in the dirt. Do we know what he was writing? No. People have said, well, maybe he was writing their names and the sins they've committed. Or maybe he was writing a verse from the Psalms about the compassion and mercy and grace of God that triumphs over judgment. We don't know. But we know that they kept pressuring him, and then he stood up. It said he straightened up and said, "Let the one of you who's without sin cast the first stone." And they were convicted of their own wrongdoing at that point. And it says, starting with the oldest, and it is true, I think the older we get, the more we realize what a mess we are, if we're honest at all, that and then to the youngest, they all walked away. But before they walked away, Jesus bent down again. And I don't know exactly what was going on in his heart and mind. Perhaps he was letting them slink away without having to stare him in the eye and be further humiliated. But whatever the case, he bent down again and started writing in the dirt. And I just love this Rabbi Jesus. The wisdom, the love. So the woman is standing there alone now. And he stands up again. She might be a little intimidated right now because he's just kind of pushed back with this whole group of Pharisees. We don't know how many it was. Powerful men. And now she might think, what is he going to do to me? What is he going to say to me? Is he going to condemn me? And he said, "Woman, where are your accusers?" And they're gone, sir. "Well, I'm not accusing you either. Go. Leave your life of sin." He gave her a taste of the mercy and love, compassion, absolute forgiveness of God. And that tastes good. And that doesn't condemn. I'm sure she didn't walk away at that moment thinking, wow, I'm free to go sin as much as I want now. I've just been forgiven. No, she had just received grace, unmerited, undeserved love. And that love is a powerful change agent to say, wow, I want to live worthy of such love. That's what captivates me about God and about Jesus. I've been loved and I didn't deserve it. I'm like the game where you get bonus time. I'm on bonus time. I should have already been dead for the things I've done in my life. What about you? Jesus, to the accusers, the self-righteous, he stands up, he straightens up and accuses them back. To the humble, he gives grace and mercy. He stands to open his arms and embrace the humble. So I pray wherever you've been, wherever you are, there's some crazy stories in the Bible about sin and adultery and even murder. And God is an incredible God who forgives and gives new life. Well, I hope that's what you'll receive from him today. God bless you.